We are here. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is nice to have this opportunity to visit. It really is co-creating at its best. We've been saying that to you for a while as we've been meeting around the world in different places. And as we feel you, knowing who you are and what you're about, we often say to you, this is co-creation at its best. And we mean not only the combination of those who are tuning in, but we mean the non-physical part of you who is tuning in as well. And there is something important that happens when you focus for a while on something in your physical environment that holds you for a longer period of time, a minute or two or three or four or five or 20 or 40 or 60, in a conversation that for the most part is a vibrational match to what your inner being knows about the subject. In other words, your inner being is responding to your environment, but in a different way than you are. And so co-creation at its best, we like that. Your inner being is tuned in, and you are too. And here we are all together. So you're having some different experiences. And different experiences cause different reactions from you. Different knee-jerk reactions, the way you respond to each other, and different vibrational reactions, which are the ones that we are always most interested in. So, as new experiences come to you, and your perspective of these new experiences gain momentum, you launch rockets that you would not have launched had it not been for this new environment. The momentum of your time and space right now is more, much more. There is more asking. And because there is more asking, there is more non-physical focus upon the solutions that you are asking for. And therefore, remember how law of attraction works. Law of attraction responding to the perspective of your inner being and all other inner beings. So understand that as the law of attraction is responding to all of that asking, meaning all of that focusing of all of those inner beings upon the solutions, then there is a stronger calling of you, a stronger attracting of you, the launcher of this desire. Oh, there are so many wonderful things about that, because not only is it bringing together the cooperative components for the providing of the solutions that you're asking for, but it is causing a more distinct awareness on your part, if you'll relax and just let yourself feel it a little bit, of where you are in your thought about now in relationship to where your inner being is about the thought right now, which means your guidance system is kicking into high gear. Another way of saying it is your sensitivity is heightened. We've been saying to people for a long time, they will say, Abraham, is it normal for all hell to break loose in my life when I begin this process or when I begin meditating? And we say, it is normal for you to feel that, because you are more sensitive to whenever you are not a vibrational match to the larger part of you. This sensitivity is a good thing, because it's your awareness of the gap between you and you, how wide or how narrow it is in any moment in time. Your emotional guidance system is more obvious to you now than it ever has been before. One of the things that we want most to visit with you about as we are just getting underway. There lots of questions have been sent in, and we have selected a group of them, and we're eager to get to them. They are the questions that you are asking, and talking about what you are wanting to know is what we most want to do. But we want to explain something to you that is a new, increased advantage that you might not be fully aware of. When your asking is stronger, and therefore the point of attraction of your inner being for all cooperative components toward the solution, when that's underway, since you are part of the asking, then you're being called toward those solutions, which means if you don't go, you can feel it in a stronger way. We want to help you to realize that those cooperative components include so many scientists and physicians and inventors and people who are aware of what's going on with all of this. And so they are receiving inspiration and ideas at a heightened momentum than has ever been before. So the solutions that are being asked for globally are being received by so many people who are in the receiving mode. So we want to talk to you about you in relationship to the receiving mode and them in relationship to the receiving mode. And we want to sort of clarify something that we are aware that you are asking about and that you feel that you are struggling with. So if you've been listening to us for a while, and you have been, you've been hearing us say that when you focus upon the problem, you are not focused upon the solution. And you're in a sort of difficult position with many of the people around you because they really do want you to focus upon the problem. In your human environment, the way most have motivated you to most action is by pointing out the dangers or the problems or even the disasters that may befall you. In other words, it's important that you understand that your water is poison, and so this water treatment system is important to you. Or it's important to you know that this food is not good for you, and therefore this food may be better for you. And what we're getting at is that there are a lot of people, in fact, much of your society really operates that way, where they are not tuned into source energy. They are not under the influence of source. They are under the influence of something else. They are under the influence of what they are observing around them. And ideas flow to them, whether they're under the influence of source or whether they're under the influence of something else. But we just want you to know that if someone is under the influence of information that is causing them to be very frightened, and then they are encouraging you to respond, to focus upon something that is really frightening you, then you are sort of tearing yourself apart. Now, don't misunderstand us. We are not suggesting that there is not something to be aware of, and we are not suggesting that it is not a good idea to be wise and to put some distance between you and what you think is not good for you. We've been teaching that for a long time. We've been encouraging you to think thoughts that are good for you, and therefore, while you're thinking thoughts that are good for you, you're not thinking those thoughts that are pinching you off from well-being. And so that's the way we want you to address this just a little bit. It can be a really good bridge for you because, so let's look at the solution seekers, the scientists in the lab, the people who are focused upon the biology of your planet, the people who are looking for the vaccine that will be of advantage to you, and the people that are looking for many things in those areas that will be of advantage to you. So just focus with us for a moment upon them and notice that, as we talked about yesterday, what they're doing, what any of you are doing in any moment of time, is mostly about the propensity that you have to think that way. In other words, no one turns a thought around on a dime. No one suddenly stops thinking a thought any more than the skier on the slope can immediately stop his momentum as he is moving in the downhill direction. And so, focus with us on the scientists and chemists and biologists who are solution-oriented and have been for a long time, who that's just what they do. They're not getting wrapped up in the problem. They are moving in the direction of the solution. Now here's the part that is the bridge for you. They're moving in the direction of the solution. As they are moving in the direction of the solution, they are not perpetuating the problem. They're asking you, you're hearing it everywhere, to put some distance between you and others. A really good idea. And the reason that it is such a good idea is because as you are putting some distance between you and others, you will slow that momentum. So this is the part that is confusing to you. You're being asked to do something that slows momentum of a virus. But in the same moment that you're doing that, you're increasing momentum that causes you to feel fear. You're increasing the momentum of things that make you feel uncomfortable. And that's why it feels like a dilemma. Abraham, I don't know what to do. I want to be a cooperative component to the world around me. I want to be solution-oriented. I want to be part of the solution that slows this virus from spreading. I want that. How can I be part of the solution that slows the spread of the virus and not be part of the problem that slows or makes me not part of my vibrational calling? And we say, it seems like a dilemma, but it really isn't. Because you can be part of the solution all the time about this. In other words, I am social distancing because it's part of the solution. I am part of slowing the virus because I am part of the solution. I like to think about the brilliant doctors and scientists who have been right on the brink of understanding something for a long time, and now they are in a position, with more asking than ever before, to be someone, part of many, who receive solutions. So we want you to relax a little bit and not worry about whether you're splitting your energy. Instead, just do your best not to split your energy. But don't get into a conversation with someone who is not under the influence of Source, who is really in a state of fear, who really believes that you need to do these strong things. Say to yourself, oh, I'm doing them, but not out of fear. I'm doing them because I'm part of the solution. I'm part of the solution in the same way that the scientist, the chemist, the biologist is listening for the impulse. I'm listening for the impulse. And those impulses will come to you in the life you're living just as surely as they will come to the scientists and biologists and chemists in the life that they are living. You are all receivers of source energy. And none of you is not being called toward the vibrational frequency that will help you. So we think that is a good way to look at this. I'm solution-oriented. And because I'm solution-oriented, I feel like doing these things. Again, we want to talk about the split energy. If you do something that you don't want to do because you're afraid of the consequences, that's not being part of the solution. If you do something that someone is demanding of you, but you're not lined up with the solution, but you're